Okay, I had to start another file because when I paused it because a train was going by, train is still going by the way. It just, created a new file. So I just wanted to mention how this Queen of Swords in reverse, how this person can really wreak havoc on other people's relationships if it is a mother-in-law, for instance. And, obviously I'm not picking on women. This could have been a father-in-law if it was not the mother of, it was the father of swords, not the mother of swords. But in any case, if you are with someone who doesn't have a backbone, who allows their parent to mistreat you, talk down to you, or what have you, um, this may be one of the reasons why you have separated or are thinking of leaving for good because you just don't want to have that kind of negative energy in your environment. And I wouldn't blame you because it can really take its toll. And especially if you have children or if you plan to have children, um, this person is the grandparent and they can utilize that role, they can exploit that for their own purposes. So with the strength card, it's about you enduring a lot and give yourself um, a pat on the back, kudos. Don't fail to see everything that you have accomplished in spite of whatever else has been going on. And this applies to any situation. The lion, Leo, the lion that is connected to strength card is known as being proud. Now, some people might think proud is a bad thing, that it's bragging or what have you, and that's simply untrue. It means that you are preserving your dignity, that as a human being, you have that right to that dignity. So, I just wanted to let you know that in case you didn't know. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aries. Um, if you would like a personal reading, I am promoting a new deep dive astrology combination package for a special price. It's a full length hour, at least hour long natal chart interpretation with at least an hour of 2021 transits that are important in your life, making sense of your life astrologically at this juncture in it. And you can check out the link below for more information. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye. Hi, Aries. Welcome to your end of January 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So, I'm back to using my Wild Unknown Tarot deck. I'm going to just break those out here. So that'll be a nice change of pace. And I'm recording these a little bit early because I kind of didn't get to do the beginning of the month tarot readings for all the signs. So I kind of abandoned that and I waited to be able to do it all together for the end of the month. And so I'm just going to mention to you a couple of important astrological events. One of them is that we're having a new moon at 23 degrees of Capricorn on the 13th of the month. I'm recording this on the 10th. So this is going to be midweek, and this is going to be another cardinal sign for you. Capricorn is your 10th house of career. And so this could indicate some kind of career developments or opportunities that present themselves to you in the near future and that you can capitalize on. Or maybe you're thinking of going in a different direction altogether, depending on different other factors. And then at the end of the month, we're having a full moon. I think it's at 9 degrees of Leo on the 28th of the month. So Leo is the 5th house of romance, so that might have a romantic influence for you in some way. It could be, or ending a relation. It wouldn't be like that deep of a relationship, maybe falling out of love with someone or ending an affair. This can be conceiving children, so it might be a really fertile time for people. Now, I was going to say I'm going to get some reversed cards because I saw in the deck that some of them were upside down and I didn't try to write them. So it is what it is. I know they won't all be that way. But look at this. What the heck? Actually, that's wands. But the first three on top are all swords. So that can be either a lot of, I think it's the end of conflict more than it is actual conflict. So that could be good. Or the awareness of exactly what is going on for you. So I'm going to pick an additional card. This is strange. It's like all. Okay. Alrighty then. I think this is about really letting your self, how can I say, like letting love into your life, perhaps, if you have been hiding behind your mental faculties or somehow like intellectualizing things. And maybe that has something to do with that full moon in the fifth house, that you have allowed love into your life. If you have been someone that has tried to just keep things at bay, tried to keep detached or what have you. So the heart of the matter, I have to make sure, is the Eight of Swords in the reversed position. So to me, this is like breaking free from a prison. And the prison is the person's own thought patterns. So maybe sometimes this can mean the person has gone into therapy or they have done some kind of a self help practice that has made them much more aware of how they are holding themselves back. I'm trying to think, like, is there anything to support this astrologically that you are diving in deep? Um, Pisces is in the 12th house, but that's been there for years. I mean, any triggers to it? I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything um, specifically that would suggest this. But in any case, that, in this particular deck, they show the Eight of Swords as the, um, I don't know what stage that is for the butterfly before it emerges. To me, it doesn't look like a cocoon, but whatever. Maybe it is. And I think this is really ingenious of them to do that because you're ready to blossom, you're ready to grow, but there still is something that is holding you back from full expansion. And that is what you're exploring. And maybe there was a person in your life, whether it was a critical boss, a parent who you could never please, or a spouse who was like that. And you finally broke free of that. Oh, yeah, that's right, because Mars in 2020 was in your sign for so long. So maybe you were working on yourself when it was retrograding. You went within. Maybe that's when you were kind of looking within. In the past position, we have the Four of Swords. And I just get a kick out of this one. For some reason, this camera, I can't wait till I get my other camera fixed. Because this one doesn't focus very well. And so I prefer to use that other camera. Okay, it's doing better now. The Four of Swords, looks like the third eye of a lamb. And I'm sure the lamb, symbolizes innocence and things like that, and there's a spiritual connotation. But this is about reflection. So again, something has made it so that the Aries person who's always go, go, go has been forced to um, become less physically active and more internalized. And the Four of Swords can be collecting your thoughts, organizing yourself. The number 4 is the number of organization. And taking stock in your life, maybe reviewing things, but it's really a card also of physical replenishment. I can see it though, like if this is a personal relationship of even having a separation so that you don't have that person's influence in your day-to-day life and you're taking that time alone. This can be a spiritual retreat, a personal retreat. But again, if this is something work related that you have been blossoming with or with or on or whatever, um, you may find that the shutdown had that, silver lining, allowed you to do that, it allowed you that time where, in addition to having time off, I'm talking about the people that weren't just working from home either, but even that can give you more time because you're not commuting, you're not talking to coworkers, you're just kind of in your own zone. But people who are also unemployed, I think that this could be self actualization, where a person has been so busy, it's like busy work, that it has kept them distracted, but not necessarily pursuing their dreams. And this can give that sense of like, wow, I I am capable of these other things. Usually, Aries people are very grandiose and they will go after things. They have a certain innate confidence, but not all the time. Sometimes things can knock the confidence out of anyone, even the most confident person. Or you just have, you know, individual people that happen to be Aries and they may not have that sense of confidence innately. Maybe your moon and or Pisces is in moon and or Pisces, moon or Mercury and or Mercury are in Pisces, and you tend to second guess yourself. You tend to um, not believe in your capabilities. Mars and Pisces, tending to be very kind of wishy-washy in terms of which direction to go in. The fish swimming in opposite directions should tip you off to that, and things like that. So it's very interesting, and this is also sometimes can be conflict with the swords. So it can indicate a lot of outer conflict, kind of pushing you to uh, solve the conflict and thereby change your life. So the higher message is the Five of Swords reversed. When I'm reading these cards reversed, I'm seeing the overcoming of whatever this is. So sometimes the reversed card can be more positive. Now, I haven't checked on this card for a long time, but I'm just going to assume that this is a positive. I'm going to do this just to get it focused again. Well, that didn't work out very well, but that's okay. Um, Getting somebody to do something that, getting the person to change their patterns, or they feel like now it's time to change. So with the upright position, what I was trying to say is that some reversed cards are more positive than the upright interpretation. So that's why we can't say this is good, this is bad. But in terms of this actual card, in the upright position, it can be a lot of slander, something that where you're being dragged through the mud. Maybe there are people around you who are two-faced. Perhaps this was in the workplace, and that can take its toll on somebody. Even, especially, I was going to say even, but especially if they don't know for sure that it's even happening, if they just suspect it. And same thing if you were with somebody who was cheating on you, there can be this underhanded quality with the Five of Swords that produces this kind of negative reaction in the person who it's kind of directed at. And it's very understandable why that would be the case. But the point being that you have overcome that for some reason. Either outer events have conspired on your behalf, the universe had your back in this case, and is giving you maybe a way out, a way to not have to deal with something, or simply that you have decided that you have had enough, that you are wanting some kind of new success or just a new project. I think of Aries as always about these new projects, and you just are willing to go for it. And that willingness can lead you into a whole new life. But it's kind of messy right now because you're in that in between stage. So it's time to honor yourself. It's time, and I think that that's what you're sensing about your life is that it's time to honor yourself. I'm sorry about this blurriness. I should be getting my new camera or phone in a few days. Um, what crosses you is the Ten of Wands, and this is in the challenge position. This can be a tendency towards being a workaholic, and burning the candle at both ends when it comes to work things, projects, and situations like that. And just like I had said at the beginning, that can lead to a certain amount of burnout, and which the Four of Swords, by the way, can also be. So this may be a pattern with you anyway. Maybe you were taken advantage of because you just have this workhorse mentality, especially if you're in Aries with Mars and Taurus, where you just have this endurance that goes on for days. Or even Aquarius, although Aquarius can be kind of oh no, yeah, it can be a little bit erratic, the person's energy levels, but definitely Taurus just kind of doing it like that. And also in personal relationships, this tendency to go the extra mile for somebody and not like sense, okay, are they, how are they treating me? How are they putting energy into this relationship? Um, that's always an important thing to like gauge. What's coming in? The eternal flame. That's how I see this card. The Seven of Wands. To me, this is honoring yourself. This card can sometimes be, pushing back when people are pushing against you and, kind of like in that self defensive posture. But I see it more as not even necessarily engaging other people. Maybe it's just doing your own thing. The number seven is a turning point, it's a number of the person's individual, to me it's like your individual alchemy. It's a number of solitude, and but with that flame, with that creativity, that desire to make your mark on the world in your own unique way. And people, you know you've probably heard about, it's a terrible thing when people pull the wings off of a butterfly, this beautiful, fragile creature. Why do people do that? Well, why are people cruel? It has to come from within themselves. And if you are shining a light in the world, and a lot of Aries people are very bright, I mean, they could be intelligent, bright, but also bright, shining, sparkly beings, that threatens other people. You are your own person. That threatens the people that want to conform, that want to just be, uh, go along to get along, and they're not willing to stick their neck out. And so hopefully you have been thinking about this in whatever has been um, going on in this situation for you, and you are inspired to shine that light. The outcome is the nine of, I want to make sure this is a nine, yeah. Nine of Wands in reverse. This is another thing that happened too, is that I was getting a lot, the fire and the air. This is a card of letting down your boundaries. If if there is new love coming into your life, are you ready? Especially with a fire sign, Aries, another Aries, or Leo, Sag, a sign that will, if it is a fire sign, they will come to you from an authentic place. So they're going to be expecting the same. And, can you admit your vulnerability? Can you admit that you are having a hard time trusting if that's the case? Watch out too. We're going to have a Mercury retrograde at the end of this month. So if there's somebody who has left your life, especially if it was on less than desirable terms, make sure that you are prepared for their eventual contacting you. Um, because that can lead to you feeling like you're going to let your guard down, and that can be when they make their move. And these are the people that we would describe as narcissistic. I'm not talking about somebody who you just broke up with, but they're good people and all that stuff. But it can even be like a boss who said, "Oh, you didn't really mean it when you said you quit, did you?" And they're not changing. They just don't want to be the one that was left. Their ego can't handle that. So I picked a clarification card, and I got the Mother of Swords upside down or reversed. Let me see if I do this, if it's going to focus. Nah, come on. But anyway, because I wanted you to see the card more sharply. See, it's okay with that, but it doesn't matter. The Mother of Swords is another way of saying the Queen of Swords. In the reversed position, this can be somebody that is unleashed. Hopefully, it's not you, who is acting in a very bitchy manner. This is like the negative side of femininity, but using one's words very cuttingly, in a cutting manner. I'm going to cut the cards to see for further clarification. Okay. We got the Strength card, which is connected to Leo, and is a card that is about, that inner confidence. So perhaps there is, you're going to have to like risk other people's displeasure, Aries. Let me see if I go like this. Just to get it to focus. Sorry, you're probably like a little bit nauseous looking at this. But you're going to have to risk someone being displeased. Maybe it's a mother or mother-in-law. Maybe this is part of what has been the problem in your relationship, is that there's interference within it, and this person is either reading you the riot act, or they've always been this way. Maybe they are the Five of Swords in reverse, where you are getting away from all these toxic people that are like behind your back dissing you or what have you. Why are they doing that? Well, sometimes people like this are envious. I kind of talked about that. So, really, it's not something that you have to obsess about. Okay, I had to start another file because when I paused it because a train was going by, train is still going by the way, it just, created a new file. So I just wanted to mention how this Queen of Swords in reverse, how this person can really wreak havoc on other people's relationships if it is a mother-in-law, for instance. And, obviously I'm not picking on women. This could have been a father-in-law if it was not the mother of, it was the father of swords, not the mother of swords. But in any case, if you are with someone who doesn't have a backbone, who allows their parent to mistreat you, talk down to you, or what have you, um, this may be one of the reasons why you have separated or are thinking of leaving for good, because you just don't want to have that kind of negative energy in your environment. And I wouldn't blame you, because it can really take its toll. And especially if you have children or if you plan to have children, um, this person is the grandparent, and they can utilize that role, they can exploit that for their own purposes. So with the strength card, it's about you enduring a lot, and give yourself um, a pat on the back, kudos. Don't fail to see everything that you have accomplished in spite of whatever else has been going on. And this applies to any situation. The lion, Leo, the lion that is connected to strength card, is known as being proud. Now, some people might think proud is a bad thing, that it's bragging or what have you, and that's simply untrue. It means that you are preserving your dignity, that as a human being, you have that right to that dignity. So, I just wanted to let you know that in case you didn't know. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aries. Um, if you would like a personal reading, I am promoting a new deep dive astrology combination package for a special price. It's a full length hour, at least hour long natal chart interpretation with at least an hour of 2021 transits that are important in your life, making sense of your life astrologically at this juncture in it. And you can check out the link below for more information. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.